Welcome back to From the Flightline. I'm Joel Gilley. We have another very special guest from Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. Go ahead and tell everybody what your name is.
My name is Senior Airman Burley. I'm from Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
What's your first name?
Madison.
Is it okay if we go Madison?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. And Madison, what do you do at Seymour Johnson?
I am ammo, so anything that goes bop, bang, boom, smokes, that's all us.
Okay, that's a pretty good, quick little Spark Notes version of what goes on
Yes.
in ammo. So how long have you been in ammo?
I've been ammo for 4 years.
Okay. How long have you been in the Air Force?
4 years as well.
Okay, so the whole time pretty much?
Yes.
Is this your first base?
This is my second base. I was originally at RAF Lakenheath in England.
Okay. Look, Seymour's great, but like England's got to be pretty good too, right?
It's pretty good. It's actually really similar to Seymour Johnson.
Really?
Yes. The mission, the aircraft, it's all about the same.
The food?
Not so much the
Okay, I was about
food.
to
They
say,
like
like,
their beans. over
Exactly.
there.
Like we have barbecue, but I'm sure they've got their own like specialties.
They like to have beans and toast a lot.
We were just talking about that in the office, like literally yesterday.
Really?
About beans on toast and how that's weird to us.
They certainly like it over
Do
there.
you like it?
It was different. It was good.
That means
but
you
it was
don't like
different.
it. You're like, it was all right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And so you've been at Seymour how long now?
3 years.
3 years. Okay.
Yes.
So you didn't spend much time in the.
Not very long, no.
Okay. And where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Ohio.
Okay. So what brought you to the Air Force?
So I wanted to be a veterinarian, and I
Okay.
thought, what better than to join the military and get it paid for?
Yeah. So have you done your vet school yet?
Not all of it. I've started on it. I've been working towards it,
Okay.
but I'm not finished just yet.
But you're working on it. That's
I'm
all that
working on
matters.
it. That's right.
And we do like to talk about that because so often people join, they don't know what they want to do, but they want to get some sort of higher ed.
Yes.
And tell us about how that's paid for.
So we have a program that pays for our classes. We're still required to pay for our books and
Yeah.
things, but overall the classes are paid for, and it's a really simple process for us. We just go in, say what we want to do and where we want to go, and we can go to a lot of different colleges. We
And
have a
it's
lot
free.
of different opportunities. Yes, it is
That's the
free.
great part. It's
Lots
free.
of opportunities too to go
Yeah.
to different schools and different career paths and things. So
So I have to ask, and often, you join the Air Force and you don't necessarily know what you're going to do in the Air Force. Some people have an idea, but like ammo is like over here and like veterinarians over here. So like, was it something that ammo that you stumbled upon, or was it something that you were like, this looks pretty cool?
yes, so I wanted to join the military, and I was like, if I'm going to do it, I really want to like do it. So I originally wanted to be a in-flight refueler, but they didn't
Yeah.
have the job available at the time. So I was like, ammo, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Bombs, missiles, that kind of thing. So I just took off with that.
Yeah. You're like, I don't want a desk job.
Right.
I want to be handling some bombs.
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly
Hey,
right.
like go big or go home, right?
Exactly.
Of course, now I do have to give a plug that it does take all kinds, right? Like, so we've had people in here that work in offices and
Absolutely.
like, in payroll and all this stuff that you don't even think has to happen behind the scenes. Everybody thinks Air Force and they think jets and bombs and cool stuff,
Right.
but it really does take a whole village to
Oh,
run the base.
absolutely. We
So-
call on those desk guys all the
Yeah.
time. Anytime those computers go down, first people we
Exactly.
call is the desk guys.
So tell us about what like a regular day is like for you in ammo.
So right now I'm in munitions control, so I kind of oversee the different shops at this time. So lots of phone calls, radio calls, calling into the different AMUs, which stands for Aircraft Maintenance Units.
Okay.
So we call over to those guys, see what bombs they need, what missiles they need, and kind of make sure that the flight line is taken care of.
Yeah.
Lots of radios, lots of phones.
And so it's like calling in a food order. They're just like, hey, I need a couple
Pretty
bombs,
much.
couple missiles, and you guys transport them over to the flight line. How does that
Yes.
work?
So they'll give us a call. They'll say, hey, we want our bombs at this place or this time. And
Yeah.
we give a call over to our line delivery section, and they go tow up the bombs or the missiles or whatever it is we needed.
I have to assume that in your line of duty, there's also a lot of training that has to happen.
There is a lot of training, yes.
And that's probably recurring all the time
Every
because
year.
safety, of course, is paramount in what you do.
Yes.
And so talk to us about that. Like, is that a regular ongoing thing for y'all?
Absolutely. So before we even become ammo troops, we go through tech school. It's about 2 months long. And then after that, we're sent to our duty stations, and we go through CDCs, which is basically like these big books of just everything that we do. And we go through those, and then every year we're retrained and retrained and retrained every year to make sure that we got everything down.
Yeah.
No mistakes.
I have to think that, like, dealing with this stuff, like, does it ever set in for you?
Definitely. There
Like-
are days where
Like,
it
you
sets in.
have your days where you're just, like, going to work all the time, but then you're like, that's a bomb.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
that's a missile.
Absolutely. There's definitely been days where I walk in and I'm just like anybody else, got Starbucks in one hand and my little scone in the other. But then there's days I walk in, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, that is definitely a bomb there.
But it's a really cool, it's a very important role to defending the country. And so, I mean, it has to happen. But, like, there's got to be times where you're like, dude, I got a cool job. Like, I get to work around bombs all day long.
Definitely. There's definitely cool times, and there's times when we get to actually go see what we do, and we get to watch footage, and it's so much fun when they go to the range and we get to see just practicing, and it's just a fun time.
Yeah. Now, so, and this is a dumb question because I don't know, but are you guys handling for ammo? It's missiles and bombs on jets. Is it every caliber? Like, are y'all handling like machine gun stuff too? Like, is it?
Yes, so anything we deal with. The 20 mil rounds that go into the aircrafts, we deal with the chaff and flare, we deal with our storage sections. They store like C4, grenades, TNT, anything like that. We're in charge of all of
literally
those.
anything that goes
anything
boom.
Yes.
Okay. And you guys also have a pretty cool job during the air show, because y'all like throw up a bunch of stuff during that too, right?
Yes, that was really fun. A couple years ago, our jets got to be the part of the Super Bowl. So when they set off like the flare and stuff like that for the Super Bowl, that's us. We get to load that up. That's our, well, not load it, but we get to send it out to them.
Yeah.
Our weapons guys are the ones who load
that's
it.
my flare right there. You saw it?
I'm like, I did that.
Yeah, that was me. That's really cool though. And so you're from Ohio.
Yes.
And so you joined because you said, I want to be a vet one day, so I'm going to join the Air Force and get schooling. If there was somebody that was like sitting in high school and they didn't know what they wanted to do, what's kind of like your like Spark Notes version of why they should join the Air Force?
I think anybody should join the Air Force because it has, not just for college, it has any kind of opportunity you want. If you want to go into accounting, if you want to go into public affairs or bombs and missiles, we've got it all. We've got a path for everybody. And I come from a really low wage community, not a lot of money where I'm from, and this has helped me to get a job, to have a house, be able to take care of things. It's a really great opportunity for me, from coming from low income to now I'm able to have my own place. It's amazing.
That's awesome. Do you get to go back to Ohio much?
I do. I'm really fortunate to be here in North Carolina because Ohio's just 8 hours, up the road. So I do go home pretty frequently, for sure. In England, not so much.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
But since being here, I definitely get to go home plenty.
And I noticed how you said that you're fortunate to be in North Carolina, and that's because North Carolina is better than Ohio, right?
I'm not going to say that, but I do love North Carolina.
Like,
I think that I might
We are
stay.
first in flight. I mean, I don't know if you knew that, so that's pretty cool. No, I like to, we've had a couple people from Ohio, and I like to rib them a little bit because there's that whole argument,
Of course, but I'm Ohio homegrown. I love Ohio State.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. No,
but I do love North Carolina for sure. It's definitely a close second.
Okay, we'll go with that. It's first in my book, but that's fine. We'll agree to disagree on that. So what do you like doing in your spare time?
In my spare time, honestly, not a plug, but I do love Emily's Boutique. I spend a lot of money there.
Okay, yeah.
But I love to go shopping. I really love the shops downtown. I love what they did to the downtown. When I first moved here, it was right by Christmas time and all the little lights were up.
That's my favorite. I love Christmas time.
I loved it. All the little twinkling lights. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can live here. I can live here. Like, this is fine. But I love to go downtown. That's honestly probably my favorite. Or hiking. I love to go hiking.
Okay. Close to the Noose, is that like your go-to spot? Or are you like, I'm going to go to the mountains and go hiking?
The Noose is good just for my dogs. I have 2 dogs at home, so I love to go there just, for a quick little walk. But the mountains is fun if I want to go for like a weekend or something.
Yeah, absolutely. What kind of dogs?
I have a Great Dane named Morpheus, and I have a Golden Doodle named Teddy Bojangles.
Teddy Bojangles?
Yes, I named him Bojangles after the restaurant.
Okay, so that was after you moved to North Carolina,
yes,
right?
it was.
I was about to say, because I don't think there's Bojangles
there
in Ohio.
There is not. Yeah. There is not.
So there's one more point for North Carolina that we got Bojangles.
That's
really cool. Favorite music?
Favorite music? Oh, I listen to everything.
Okay.
I've listened to anything from bluegrass to rap. It doesn't matter. I listen to all music.
All over the place. I like it. And when you're out and about in Goldsboro, favorite place to eat?
Favorite place to, I really like Mezcalitos.
Okay.
Mezcalitos, once that popped up, I'm there all the time.
It is really good.
It is really good.
Awesome. Well, I think that's a lot of the questions that I have for you.
Awesome.
Is there any questions you have for me?
For you? Oh, goodness. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I flipped the script on you there. You didn't know you
I
were
wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure. What's your favorite place to go to in North Carolina for fun?
Ooh, that's a tough one. One of my favorite places, and you may have been here. If you haven't, you should check it out. The Nantahala Gorge. Have you ever been to the Nantahala?
I have not been there.
So it's literally like in the very end So in North Carolina, we say Murphy to Manteo is like a statement that a lot of people make, because Murphy is the furthermost western point and Manteo is on the Outer Banks furthest east. So that's like the thing. So if you're heading out towards Murphy, which is literally the end of North Carolina, but there's a place called the Nantahala Gorge. There's the Nantahala River, and they do a lot of whitewater rafting through there. But the gorge is like the prettiest drive, because it's like you're winding right along the Nantahala River, and like in the fall, it's like absolutely beautiful. So like driving wise, one of my absolute favorite places. I went to school at Appalachian State in the mountains in Boone. So like I'm partial to the mountains a whole lot. I love Boone. I took it for granted, like when I was in school, right? Like I was like, man, I'm from Raleigh. I was like, I can't wait to get back to a bigger city. And then now I'm like, dude, I had it made. Like I went fly fishing every afternoon when I wanted to, you know? So like, I do love the mountains, but then I love the coast too. Like we're very fortunate that we have both.
We've got both.
So like, I love Oak Island, Southport area. It's one of my favorite places on the beach. But you know, interesting fact about me, I've lived in North Carolina my whole life, 30 plus years now. And I've never been to the Outer Banks.
Really?
I know, right? Like, it's like, I don't even know if I can consider myself a North Carolinian.
You got to get out there.
I know, it's not that far. I've been to a lot of other beaches, but the Outer Banks are just one that I haven't done yet.
It's not,
and I'm a huge aviation nerd, like a massive aviation nerd, and I haven't been to like the birthplace of aviation at Kitty Hawk. Like, it's a little bit messed up on my part.
You got to go.
I know.
You just have to. Especially with doing this from the Flightline interview,
right?
you
like,
have to go.
I know, I need to. But it's all right. So that's I do love North Carolina, but we're very fortunate, like, to have so many cool places in North Carolina.
Absolutely.
You know, you go to, and this is, I've been to Ohio, but there's nothing on like places like that. But I think about it, like growing up, I always had a beach that we went to every summer, and like people from Ohio don't have that.
We don't have.
Like
a
you
beach.
have to come to beaches somewhere else, you know. And so we are very fortunate to have what we have.
Absolutely.
You think about like Kansas too, like Kansas. Poor Kansas has never seen.
I don't think they have anything.
They've got like a lot of, and don't get me wrong, beautiful state, but like you think about it, like it's very flat.
It is flat.
And like they don't have no beach to go to.
They do not. You gotta have the beach.
I wonder if people in Kansas have even had like seafood before, like fresh seafood.
That's the best thing in life.
It's
Best
true.
Fresh seafood, the beach. You have to go.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you
This
for
has
having
been
me.
so much fun to learn about ammo. Really cool job, let's be honest. Like, we sit behind desks all day and you get to handle bombs, so that's pretty neat. We appreciate your service to the country.
Oh, thank you for your support.
And thank you so much for coming in, and we'll see you again next time right here on From the Flightline.